Hello everyone, Ki here. Today just want to share some of my personal experience on how to make reservations for anime game collaboration cafe taking place in Japan. I've been visiting quite a numbers of the collaborations cafe while being in Japan in these past 3 years. This is not really a guide, as most of the time I really just use the Google Translate and try to figure out the things. Thankfully, the reservation process is not so complicated, and most of the time the Google Translate just did a very good job to give me the information that I need. I found these cafes to be quite foreigner friendly. They usually accept the reservations using the foreign credit card, at least until now. So I really hope they can continue and to allow more of the international visitors and like fans from all over the world to really visit this collaboration cafe. For the list of the collaborations cafe that I've visited, quite a number of them. I hope I didn't miss out any, and I just list out the locations. As you probably can see that Ikebukuro apparently is the center of most of the collaboration cafe. There are also a lot of cafes scattered around Tokyo areas and of course across Japan. When it's come to collaboration cafe, you really have to do the reservations. I do suggest you do reservations because it's always best to have a fixed time instead of trying to bet on the availability on the day you visited. But of course, if your itinerary is not fixed, or like for example you have some train or long ride kind of things that you cannot predict your arrival times, then maybe it's best for you to try on the working. Here are a few things to note, actually just from my experience. So yeah, just want to say that it might not always be the same. This information are basically I just share with my own experience, and yeah, things might change. And then again, I will just mention, just use Google Translate. Even the Google Translate is not the best translator, right? But most of the times for the information on all these collaboration cafe, just Google Translate will be good enough. You can get the information you need, and basically all the things that you need to take note of are going to be translated quite fine. Just a sentence, not very beautifully edited, but overall you get to understand what exactly they want you to do. And then some of the rules, especially for the ordering and the merch purchase things, you need to check out on that. Other than that, most of the things are quite general things you can bring. There's one kind of thing you cannot bring inside. Some cafe will specifically mentions that they don't allow cosplay. Another thing is because Japanese, their sentence structure is a bit different. So sometimes they will put the things they don't allow and then just put the words they say the prohibited behind. So yeah, if you read properly, you might thought that it's allowed. So I do think that using Google Translate can be a very safe way to just make sure you don't get the wrong things. As I mentioned earlier, all the cafes I visited, they accepted the online reservations using my foreign credit card. So there's no need to worry that you need to acquire the Japan Bank credit card. Of course, on the spot you can pay using credit card or cash, and some other payment methods. It depends on the cafe. Usually you can just check with the cashier site if you just have all the payment method listed. And for collaboration cafe, this is a website that really helps a lot, because it basically provides all the information you need for all the collaboration cafe taking place at a certain period. So the general overlook page is like this. And then this website also has other things like the pop-up store exhibitions, and for some of the hot IP, the popular IP, they will have a separate sessions and list out all the collaborations or any merch release pertaining to that series. If you just want to check out the collaborations cafe, just look for the first part. The only thing is that it doesn't really filter based on the date, so you need to watch out for the date. You can see the date in the small pink letter there. Just you to click inside, because sometimes the cafe can be taking place in several places and not just Tokyo, sometimes in Osaka or other of the provincial, and they might not putting in the date. So for the collaboration cafe, to check out the collaboration period, you want to attend the one that is happening during your visit to Japan. Some of the cafes, they require reservations, or rather they are reservation only, and some they actually allows walk-in, provided there's availability in the empty seat. So again, just use Google Translate and you can get the information. For the ordering side, just how I also mentioned about this, I do not mean the ordering as in like whether they are ordering by the table, the QR code, or by the menu, or pointing at the paper menu things. I mean it is in terms of their limitations or the frequency of order or quantity. Yeah, some cafe, I think one of the cafe I visited actually have the limitations that you can only make order once. So after you seated and then you want to do order, you can only order once in that sessions that you go. So once you click submitted, you place the order, that means you are not allowed to order anymore the food or the drinks. And then quantity limit is limited to some of the cafe also. They might limit like how many dishes or how many drinks you can order. So other times if by table they will have the limit will definitely show up when you place the order, so you are not allowed to go beyond the order limit. Then of course there's a merge also. Some of the merge also have chase limit. And then for the collaboration cafe, of course as I mentioned earlier, most of the time people are really aiming for a gift. So yeah, check out all the gifts. And for this one, it's just my personal experience. So if you see any of the benefits, lunch mate, or the very bulky thing, make sure to have the container. I do have the experience where I had to hold an A3 lunch mate after the cafe, which is not really fun because it's a bit troublesome to protect it while you're walking on the street. So afterwards, I learned from my experience and bring the prostitute with me. So I know before I get it ready when I'm going to Japan, and it really helps a lot. And this is a cafe, so they have the allergen information. Some cafe might list out all the allergen, possible allergen source just right at the menu. Some they don't really write out loud, so you might need to do inquiry. Probably need to drop an email about that. You can use a Google Translate or use a bit of AI to help you write the emails in Japanese, so you can actually get through the cafe and get the allergen information if you need that too. For the reservations, you need an account. So for the names, try to get your names in both hiragana and katakana method, so you can actually fill in. My name also in English, then I go and Google and then convert into hiragana and katakana to just fill there. Okay, but some of the cafe I went, then also cafe I went, they allow the English name. You can type your English name on it, and then the address and contact number, just use a hotel or your accommodations informations. I don't really have any situations where they need to they actually contact the place, or they need to check, verify your address. This is mostly just for the registration purpose. And of course, the only thing they will check is your email address. Make sure it's a working email address. Some might have the verification. Again, my tips, just use Google Translate in case they ask more questions. They might ask a bit like your profile kind of things. Okay, if it is optional, you should just skip unless they have the asterisk that says require question, then you are forced to answer it. And when you're doing reservation, again, just check properly on the date and time, especially if you're of a different time zone. Make sure to switch to Japan time zone to understand what is exactly the timing, and then the number of person, and only a few they will let you choose between adults and children, but most of the time they just let you choose the number of person because they have the age limitations. And then some cafe might require a reservation fee. They will provide you a small gift in return, and some I think they might have a small charge on your credit card, which is refundable within a week or something like that. But I never attended that cafe, but that's what they listed there. Then when you went to the cafe, make sure you have the reservation message, the email inside your email to open out. And for some of the few cafe, they have their own ticket, so you just need to load up the ticket for them to check the ticket. Some of the cafes are in the shopping center. Most of the time they have their own Wi-Fi, so you can just use the Wi-Fi there. And then, but because I always get lost anyway, so I get my own data and there. So I just you need to have internet access to open out. Because some ticket they are, how to say, the link you cannot preload the thing. I feel like the page might refresh itself. So yeah, just make sure you have the internet access. And then this is just something like, just in case I bring along the credit card using reservations. So far for all these cafes that I ever went, they never really check my credit card. The only place I check my credit card is a hotel. They just need to check your reservations number and then verify a bit of the information, and you are good to go. Here are some example of the reservation ticket, because I just show it on my smartphone, right? And then they have the stamp, and somehow it will have all this really very cute symbol on it. The first one looks a bit like some part are playing card, because I want to put my ID and my name. This one is for the Chujusu Kaisen one, and the second one is a very recent one, as you can see from that. This one is an automated garden one. Actually, the process is very simple. Even with a broken Japanese, they don't really ask a lot of questions. They just see your name, check your ID, and you are good. If you just make sure you arrive on time on your reservation slot. And then last but not least, enjoy it. Yeah, here's my itinerary of happiness. Yay! these are just some of the cafe I visited. Actually, I visited more than this. I just realized it. but because my photo album gets a bit messy because I haven't really go and tidy out. So these are some of the photos, and overall these are just so many of the happy memories. I don't know how to describe it. I'm still very happy, and how to say, I'm thank you to myself who actually have the courage to go and attend this. Just because I like the how to say, I like the IP world. I really want to enjoy it. I managed to find a way, and I really just go for it. I did it all alone by myself, so I do feel very happy for myself also. Yeah, I don't have any friends or so-called a known person in Japan, so yeah, all this while I'm just trying to find a way myself, and really cool to see how they really customize some of the food, the menu, the theme to match the characters, to match and write all the IP, which is part of what makes the collaboration cafe some very good memories. And whenever I have something unpleasant happen in life, or sometimes just feel like very uncomfortable or feel very sad, then I will just look through all these photos, thinking back all these happy moments, and really it's just fill my heart with a lot of happiness and warmth. And yeah, even though a lot of money spent also, but yeah, I feel it's worth it lah. So yeah, in case you are very interested in collaboration cafe, you can also check out some of the YouTuber that's sharing, like Emily, who's sharing a lot of the collaborations cafe. It's very fun to hear her comments on it, and she will also rank the food, because for me, I cannot really differentiate between good food and bad food. As long as it tastes normal for me, then I'm like okay with it. So my one is just very general one. If you have any questions on any of the cafe that I visited, feel free to ask me, and I will try to my best to see what I can help you with. Of course, I cannot help you with the reservations, but I can help you to just check on the process. And if anything you need to check with the staff, I can try to see what I can help you with. Yeah, that's all for this video. Thank you for watching.